What's happening, everybody? I'm just coming at you tonight to do a quick review of a particular knife, which would be the Strider SnG. That's the drop point aluminum scaled tiger stripe blade with the torch tiger stripe frame. And here's my 3/4 grind. This one is an SnG as well, and crosshatch. And then for comparison, Ratworx MRX. It's like a reverse Tonto. So I started a video series a while back, and I only made a couple of videos on it for the SnG carry updates. So this is me starting the series over again because that particular SnG that I had, I actually got rid of, and it was the older Lego version variant. This one is a fatty. You look at the blade stock on this one. Look at the blade stock on this one. You can definitely see there's a thickness difference. Not huge, but it's there. Hold on one sec. I'll show you in comparison. Just a quick comparison. This is my SMF gunner grip, also tiger stripe. So when you actually look at the blade thicknesses, you can see that they're very similar. For some reason, the SMF actually looks bigger to me, but when you actually measure it with a caliper, it's the same. Actually 11, so they are the same. I guess the reason why this one feels thicker to me is because it's just more blade. But yeah, okay, so far I've been carrying the crosshatch for quite some time. This is a 3/4 ground crosshatch. And I tend to carry this one more than I was my Lego, because the Lego with the full flat grind just didn't cut right for me. If you actually look at the actual blade height with the actual thickness behind the edge and the thickness of the blade, it just did not make for a good slicer. And unfortunately, slicing is a very large portion of what I do with a knife during the day. I'm a contractor by trade, so breaking down boxes, cutting ram board, and cutting rosin paper to put over a freshly finished floor. I do a lot of wood shaving, stuff like that, just, a little touch up on pieces of trim here and there, that kind of thing. In this hollow ground, even though there's more blade stock and there's a shorter distance in the actual, from the apex of the bevel to the top of the blade, there's a shorter distance than with a full flat grind. This is a hollow ground knife, so it actually slices better than the full flat grind did. I sold that off, and I acquired this one at an extremely reasonable deal. Sorry, my kids are getting out of the shower. And this one actually came pre-modified. It had the glow LBS, and I don't know, maybe I can turn the light off for a second and you guys can see. I don't know if you guys can see that. Probably not. But there's a tritium vial actually down here in this clip screw. So it already had some modifications that I liked, and I mean, you look at the lockup on this thing, dead nuts. This one's actually going back to Strider. I have dogged this one and beaten the crud out of it. You look at the lockup on this one, yeah, like yikes. And sometimes it rocks. Sometimes it won't, sometimes it will, but there is some rock there. And this is a product of my own doing. I beat the living shit out of this knife, so I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all that it finally gave way, and I'm okay with that. Strider will they'll honor their warranty. But this is the knife that I'm going to be carrying for the next 90 days. That's right, 90 days consecutively. Since I've gotten into knives, like seriously gotten into them, I've never carried the same knife I'll switch it out between 5 knives in a week, but I have never carried the same exact knife, sharpened it regularly, had to sharpen it pretty regularly, had to strop it every night, that kind of thing. I have never carried a knife for that period of time. So this is going to be a new venture for me as well. One that I'm actually kind of excited about. We'll see how things go. I'm a very indecisive person, so maybe carrying the same knife for a little while will do me some good. It'll help me get over some of that some of that indecisiveness. Ratworx on this knife, they actually the clip came out, this little U-shaped clip. It came out and got lost somewhere, and I have no idea. So they sent me out another one, and while I was at it, I purchased a new pivot. I purchased the old pivot. So far, I like this knife. It fires when it's filthy, when it's, you know, packed full of sheetrock dust and sawdust and mud. It still works great. It's a ball bearing automatic, and it's been a good knife so far. I'll be doing a review on this real soon too. I also wanted to say to all my subscribers, I'm really sorry it has taken me as long as it has to upload a video. I'm coming back in full force. So look for my other videos in the not too distant future, and I'm going to be doing an EDC update because my EDC has changed quite a bit since the last one I did. I think the last one I did was like 18 months ago. So full flat grind, 3/4 grind, or yeah, 3/4 grind, and this one would be, I guess you'd call it a drop point, full flat grind, drop point style knife, like traditional. I got my edge on this one, and it's not super sharp. It'll still pluck a couple of hairs, but I think this is going to be a really good knife. There is absolutely no play in any direction, which blade play doesn't really bother me. Lockup, where the lockup is at, it doesn't necessarily even bother me either. The only thing I care about is the knife is rigid. If there is a little bit of side-to-side blade play, that doesn't bother me at all. If there is the most incremental, teeniest, tiniest little bit of blade play forward and back, that doesn't bother me either. But if it's like this one started here, and that's where it's at now. So we've had some serious wear in this lock face at some point. And you can actually see, if you actually look at it up close, you can see that the actual lock face on the titanium scale has ground the same direction as the grind on the lock face on the blade, so on the blade tang. So this one's going back to Strider. I'll probably send it out this week, and it'll probably take them like 2 or 3 weeks to get it back to me. They're good dudes. They'll take care of you. I absolutely love this thing too. This is my new favorite automatic. My Microtechs have been sitting in a Pelican case collecting dust, and this one is awesome. One of the main reasons is I love the blade shape. The blade shape is awesome. And I also love, let's see if you can see it. I don't know if you can read that, but it's CPM 154. Not 154 CM, CPM 154. And this steel is an absolute pleasure to sharpen, to do touch-ups with. It's just an all-around good steel, and I love it. I've been using the Viper Sharp sharpener for the past year and a half, something like that. And I'll be doing a review on that one and a final conclusion, probably all in the same video. Overall, it's been a pretty good knife sharpener, but I've had a couple issues here and there. Most of which the owners of the company were willing to get me new parts out. But some of the stuff they were like, no, that's kind of your problem. It's not our, that's not our bag. That's not what we do. That's just common wear stuff, and I actually think that's bullshit. So I had a couple of issues with the actual quality of the product, but that'll be for another video. Alright, well, I'll stop rambling. My rant is over with. Look forward to more videos with this bad boy in it. So far, so good. I put the LBS in this one, by the way, the lock bar stabilizer. My company colors are red and black, so I love red and black stuff. All right, y'all. Hope y'all have a good evening. Peace out.